All right, grid it up. Let's run through the starting lineup here. It'll be Luke McGrew alongside Emil Tab on the front row, Eric Meadows and Brandon Puck in row number 2.
Lewis Chatroop and Ben Dozman coming on the row number 3 side by side. Then Ryan Kristoff and Woody Hyman will roll off on row 4 side by side.
In row number 5, it'll be Eric Cattell in the number 82 Civic SI. Then Ryan Upham in 10th in the number 13.
Justin Kelly and Aaron Lichty door to door on the 6th row, taking the green flag.
And in 15th and 16th, Brad Adams and Jake Jorenstad in the 21 and 23 respectively. Then Sally McNulty and Brian DeVries, 17th and 18th. That's how they're coming across my timing loop. That's probably how they will start the race as we go on through. Edgedich Sanauskas, Kerry James are going to be sharing 19th and 20th. Jake Price, Bill Griffin, 21st, 22nd, Tom.
I want to give a shout out to Max Toyer, who I don't actually remember where he finished in race number. Oh, he finished in 20th. But had the 13th fastest lap in a brand new race car. He's been working on that car for most of the season after getting rid of what was kind of his beater car last year. Took most of the year off to build this brand new black E36, and
he will be starting 13th.
He starts 13th on this race on straight up lap time merit. So that is awesome for Toyer. He'll be fun to watch. But again, a lot of this field now on the proper tires, they are gridded up for a dusk night race number 2 in more known conditions than race number 1 for sure.
GRIDLIFE Touring Cup is presented by Haltech Engine Management Systems as we head down the back straightaway into turn number 11. We're going to be 45 cars strong as we streak on through the final corner here at GingerMan Raceway. 15 minutes on the clock. We'll see who makes it out the other side of the dark. LEDs glowing, lights glowing as well. The sun has disappeared behind the Michigan horizon. GRIDLIFE Touring Cup race number 2 as we wait for the green flag, and still waiting as they come to the line. Going to be a drag race down to turn number 1. Green flag flies, and we're racing in GRIDLIFE Midwest as we're 3 wide already on the run down to turn number 1.
It's a big jump for Lewis Chatroop up the inside deep into turn number 1. He's going to take 3rd away from Eric Meadows, way back from 6th, but he's balked it a little bit, maybe missed a shift. So we're side by side for McGrew and a breakaway for Emil Tab, who's now gone to the front. These guys slip sliding, coming up onto the front straight. The rest of the field, look at Eric Couture.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. He's up from 9th.
That's unbelievable. Down into turn number 3 now. It's the 14 that takes the lead away from Luke McGrew. He'll tuck it in tight. Now Cattell's up to 3rd place. He's by Brandon Puck. They're 3 wide behind him. Eric Meadows in the middle. And there's a whole lot of cars going down into turn 3. Now they're going to streak down through 4 and 5 and 6.
And I'm not sure where Chatroop actually went, but here comes Cattell up onto the back of McGrew. They're deep on the brakes, and Cattell showing a nose. Look at Woody Hyman on the inside of Ben Dozman as they enter turn number 5. Behind them, I think that's McGrew now. Or sorry, that's Meadows now. Kristoff is in there. Big slide from somebody.
I think that was Chatroop. Yeah, he's hanging it out sideways through there. I think that's Tiffany Kelly that's gone by. Brad Adams is going to look driver's left. There's Aaron Lichty tucked back there. 3 wide for the lead. Eric Cattell around the outside. Emil Tab in the middle. McGrew on the inside now. Slip sliding as they try to get rolling. McGrew slides sideways, and Cattell is through to the lead. Side by side for second now. NA versus NC Miatas.
Oh, and McGrew had no chance. He was on the dry line, and even if you're on wet tires, there is just no grip. Cattell to the lead with the LEDs and headlights aglow. Now it's Emil Tab second, McGrew third, and he's got an attack from, I think that's Brendan Puck, coming back at him for 3rd place.
Oh, big dive on the inside. Can he get it tucked in tight for turn number 10B? He does. Cattell tries to drive away. Emil Tab now holding up the train as they come out of 10B and get up through the gears on the backstretch.
And Puck almost got into the back of Emil Tab. They look like they're going so slow, but they are absolutely on the limit of adhesion. And here comes Woody Hyman now up the inside of Brandon Puck. That's the red and black BMW E36. Doesn't have the power, but look at him on the brakes.
Way late behind Emil Tab into the braking zone. Tab's going to take with a wet line, run a little bit wide. Hyman's really good in these damp conditions, and he's going to go through a couple spots as we come across the line. Is that on lap 1? That was wild.
That was lap 1, and again, remember, Eric Cattell has the track record in the way, and he knows exactly what he's doing now. He's on the ideal tires. It's not at least a little bit of a surprise that he's gone to the front, and I expect he might start driving away, but look at this battle for 3rd place. It's now Puck. Hyman is back to 5th as McGrew is coming back around the outside at him. This is new pavement. There's decent grip. They're so tight. Oh, man, that is close, but look, it's on at the wheel, and now up towards turn number 3. Slipping again as they cross back onto the old pavement. Fireball out of the back of the MX-5, and Luke is not going to have any grip on the brakes on that outside line. Hyman's easily got the advantage, now closes the door going into turn 3.
McGrew has spent months building this car, replacing and replacing the motor over and over again. Behind him, a dive for position.
That was Smedgard. He's gotten into that car now. He said he was going to drive the car only if it was wet, so Smedgard taking the reins.
Big bobble for McGrew. They're almost lost the car on the entrance at turn number 5. Can he get the car rotated in? Nice and tidy now as they head through 5 and into 6. And behind him, you mentioned Smedgard, that bright yellow car. I think that's either Justin or Tiffany Kelly, and behind them, one of the Myriad Motorsports cars. But Andy Smedgard clawing his way through the field here early in GLTC race number 2.
This is a battle for the podium. Brandon Puck, Woody Hyman, and Luke McGrew all in frame. Emil Tab slightly ahead. Look at the slide for Hyman. And McGrew is struggling just a little bit. He was the master of race number 1. He looked like a hero because he was one of the only cars on the rain tires. Now that everyone's got the equal conditions on their tires, it's a little bit of a different story. But again, Smedgard, a huge charge. Aaron Lichty, a surprise, no help really on this race. He's still kind of mired just outside the top 10.
Rain racing has not been Aaron Lichty's strong point this season. Think back to Mid-Ohio, started on the pole, went down to turn 1, which is turn 4 at Mid-Ohio on the initial start, ended up in the gravel trap. So Aaron seems to struggle a little bit in these low grip conditions, kind of buried right now. But Luke McGrew, we saw him slide around Ben. Dozman continues to run in 6th. Andy Smedgard, though, after lap number 1, was the 4th fastest car on the racetrack and was way farther back than that in positions. Up the inside, that's Brandon Puck on Emil Tab. That would be for 2nd place.
And Brandon Puck is impressing me very big time this weekend. He was a new car for Road America, was just outside the top 10 for most of the weekend, but now we've come to GingerMan and he has come to life. I have to wonder, he must have rain tires as well because there's no way he'd be keeping up with all these cars on rain tires if he wasn't. Whoa! Emil Tab shoots off turn number 1. He runs wide, and he's out of this one. So that puts Brandon Puck up to 2nd, and now Woody Hyman up into 3rd as the battle for the podium is fizzling just a little bit. The next battle, here comes Emil Tab back onto the track, so he's made it. Andy Smedgard is almost up into the top 5.
He's driving so fast right now. Look at the lap times, 1:59.9 for Smedgard last time through. That was quicker than Catil by 2 seconds last lap. Wow. He's coming and coming fast.
And it's worth noting, Andy Smedgard went out of his way to get rain tires. They ran down to Tire Rack this weekend. They went down to get Hoosier Wets, and it's paying off big time right now. He's the fastest car on track by a long way, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him on the podium by the end of this one.
Brandon Puck has to play rear gunner for Eric Catil if Catil wants to hang on to this. This is too big of a speed differential for Catil to hang on for too much longer. Up the inside, that's Luke McGrew. That would be for 5th position. Smedgard through in turn number 6.
Whoa, that was a big slide for somebody right behind. I think that was Dozman, who might have just dropped a rear tire, but this is the battle for 5th place right now. We talked about him, and now you're seeing him for the first time on camera. Andy Smedgard, look at the confidence on the brakes. He knows where the grip is at this place. He's got the tires to maximize it, puts Luke McGrew on the dry line, and Luke has no chance. Once again, now Smedgard up to 5th.
That was an epic drive around the outside of turn number 7. He's got the grip now through 8. Going to transient maneuver that thing around and head into 10B. He is a man on a mission right now. Smedgard, remember back here, his GLTC debut was at this track a few months ago. Ended up having motor issues, retired the car early. He's back for revenge this time around. There's Jake Price around the outside of Edgedidge Sadowskis here in turn number 7. Well done for Price.
Oh, look at him, and he's sliding. Sadowskis putting on a show, even if he's losing track position. That's the 770 BMW. He is running some drift sessions here this weekend, too, as well in that car. So he knows exactly what he's dealing with. I actually lied. That's Smedgard up to 4th, and he's charging hard not only on Puck and Hyman, but Catil is still not even out of reach for Smedgard at the pace he's at.
It was a 2.8 second gap between Catil and Puck the last time around. As they come this time through, it'll be the completion of lap number 3. Catil across the line, a 158.7. That's a really fast lap. Puck a 158.9. Hyman, Smedgard still quicker by 2 seconds again. A 156.7 for Smedgard. He is flying right now.
He's unstoppable right now. The only thing limiting him from catching even Eric Catil is how long will it take him to get around Woody Hyman and Brandon Puck. I don't think it's a question of if, I think it's a question of when, as they are now racing side by side. Super tight stuff. Hyman to 2nd place, and look at Smedgard. All he needed was that little exchange, and he's in this battle. He's up the inside of Brandon Puck down into turn number 3. This is new pavement as well. There's good grip. He's going to be able to get the K24 and that S2000 powering down. He's got Brandon Puck on the dry line, and now look at you see it accelerates away, even though Puck has the same exact power. Not able to put it down on the dry line as they're now down into turn number 5. It's shallow entry, and then they get transfer onto some new pavement once again. These guys battling forward 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. But Catil, the longer this battle goes on, the more he has an opportunity to pull away. Once Smedgard's in the clear,
Oh, I'm telling you what, though. Eric Catil only pulled away by 2/10 last time by. I'm not sure he's going to have the pace. Here comes Smedgard up the inside of Woody Hyman. This is for 2nd place. Big slide there at the exit of turn number 7. Now into 8. Smedgard going to do this crossover transition here expertly. This is where he's going to be really good, is setting up Hyman for a pass here into 10B. And look at Brandon Puck hanging in there, waiting to see if he can do a strike back here on the inside.
He's trying. These are battles back in turns 5 and 6. This is kind of back halfway through the field. That is Sally McNulty coming at us with the yellow headlights going through turn number 3. I don't think she has rain tires. She might be struggling on some Hoosiers there. But this is kind of the back half of the field as we take a quick breather from that front battle. There you see some Unts underglow. I love that. Some Spec Miatas towards the back as we will pick back up on that battle for third place and second place. Eric Coutil, there he is coming into the final corner. You see the underglow, and then Smedgaard's clear. Look at him. That's number 2. Smedgaard is in second place now, so he's got, call it 7 more minutes to try to run Eric Coutil down. He's been putting in laps 2 seconds faster. Again, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when he gets
2 seconds faster again, a 156.7 to a 158.2. Eric Coutil, if he knows who's behind him now, that's got to be getting him a little bit nervous. He didn't know who was behind him before. Now he's going to look back and see that yellow car.
I don't think he's going to know who it is. I think it's going to be a total surprise because it's just headlights to Eric Coutil. You don't know who's behind you. It's just headlights, and you're going to see him coming. He's going to be like, who the heck is this coming up? But he's going to realize it's Smedgaard pretty quick. And that gap is almost just completely evaporated at this point.
It's just going away. And the gap at the line was only 3.1 seconds. That's a lap and a half from when they crossed the line that Smedgaard would be there. So it's just a matter of time. Coutil better get going and run because Smedgaard is flying. Hyman third, Puck fourth, McGrew fifth. Checking down deeper in the bottom half of the top 10. Emil Tab down to 8th. Justin Kelly 9th. Eric Meadows 10th. Christoph Tiffany Kelly, Upham, Jornstad, and Pervez Randelia up 12 spots into 15th place.
It's a great charge for him, and he was saying that the way the differential of that car is set up, he basically has no grip if he's on race tires in the rain, and he's struggled in the rain at other races too earlier this year, so that's not a surprise for him to come off of race 1 saying, I just got nothing. But now he knew what tires to put on. He's up to 15th. I think he finished 33rd last race, so that's a huge charge. A little bit of brake flow.
Traffic.
And lap traffic's coming into this one. That's something we never see in GLTC.
Yeah, there's a lot of cars here, and the speed differential is enormous, so Smedgaard's going to see this. He'll smell blood in the water and very quickly run down Coutil if he wasn't already. Coutil is now looking in the mirror going, oh, who's this coming? And I think by the time Smedgaard blows on by that flash of yellow, he's going to go, I know exactly who that is.
Yeah. Looking at turn 1 right now. Again, these are kind of cars in the back half of the field, waiting to pick that battle back up between these two. Whoa, a big
that's a car
slide
off.
for Sadowskis.
Who's that behind him? Is that Justin Lee, maybe?
I think it is.
With the purple underglow, I think he just got a little bit off. Did a great job pulling that car back on course as we wait for the leaders to come across the line. You see the gap closing in the braking zone. Smedgaard closing. Remember, ABS in this car, I believe, Tom, compared to Eric Coutil, who does not. His brakes are also unboosted. So Coutil's braking performance, while it's been good in the past, I think he's just going to get out-dragged here in the braking zones by Smedgaard.
Yep, and remember, all these cars prep to the same power-to-weight ratio. They can get there however they want, so that S2000 is going to be a little bit heavier than the Civic, most likely. Probably able to make a little bit more power. Both of these drivers taking percentage point penalties on their weight for the aerodynamics that they're running, et cetera, but this S2000 is just alive. And Eric Coutil is the first to say, the only place my car is not the best in GLTC is on the brakes. I don't have ABS.
Okay, if our timing screen is right, Andy Smedgaard started in 25th position, up 23 spots. That is unheard of to go from 25th to battling for the lead here in, 5 laps?
Yep.
This is unbelievable. And here he comes running them down. Now they can fit them both in one camera shot as they enter. I think we're over here in turn number a car off the track. I think that might be Felipe Gonzalez in the Myriad Motorsports car. I think he's gone wide as the battle for the lead intensifies through turn number 6.
There's also an amazing battle for about 10th with Emil Tab, Ryan Christoph, Eric Meadows, Tiffany Kelly. There's a ton of them battling. We saw them at the bottom of the frame going through turn 1 as we watched Eric and Andy power towards turn 5. So battles all over the place, and that one's about 5 cars deep. But the one that matters the most is the one for the win. Look at the rear brakes on the S2000 glowing. Flicks it into turn number 9, and a huge slide for Coutil. He's still sideways. There he goes.
Hanging on the rear end of that car. Eric Coutil has won double-digit amount of times in this series. Andy Smedgaard still single digits. He's still getting in there. But look at the dive on the brakes into 10B. Halves that lead. He's going to dive way deep into turn 10B. Almost runs off the racetrack.
Oh, that's so much confidence in the grip. He knows that it's going to be out there eventually, but you got to just chuck it in. And look
Here
at the run he's got. It's going to be side-by-side run down to turn number 11, and Eric Coutil is on the slick wet line. He's screwed at this point. There's nothing he can do.
Down into the braking zone. Andy Smedgaard to the race lead from 25th to the top spot in 6 laps in GLTC at GRIDLIFE Midwest 2020. He's on through. Andy Smedgaard, P1.
12 minutes into this 15-minute race, so we'll get at least one more lap, if not 2. I don't see a white flag.
Should be 2. I don't see a white this time by. So I don't think Coutil's going to have anything to respond. Smedgaard is just in another zip code today.
Yeah. And Coutil's finally hit the 156s, but
lap
now
traffic.
Smedgaard's in the 54s. Yeah, the only thing that is going to affect this race at this point is the lap traffic. We do have some safety vehicles on course to maybe hot tow somebody or protect them from an impact zone. So there may be a standing yellow somewhere out on the track, but everybody knows they're there. They have plenty of lights they'll be able to see. It's actually lighter out on the camera than it is on the track. If you're here in person, this is a proper night race.
Yeah, again, the exposure on the camera is sort of adjusting for what we can't see right now. But all we can see is the yellow flash of Andy Smedgaard, who has just continued to impress us. Lots of lap traffic to negotiate now through Jorge Ortiz. Another one of the Spec Miatas, Catil, going to slice and dice through it. Rainbow lights flashing as they head through turn 6. This is the best series in North America. Tell me otherwise, Tom.
I can't. I won't lie.
I mean, and through turn 7 now, still some more lap traffic for the leaders to contend with, but Smedgaard's done a nice job. Eric Catil did close the gap a little bit through that area, but next time by should be white flag for Andy Smedgaard to come from what is essentially, oh, look at Catil dive on the brakes there into turn 8. Tried to close that gap, and he did in traffic.
And now he's got, so this is an interesting point. Eric Catil has been at the front of this race for so long, he hasn't really needed a reason to experiment. He's just been lapping, doing the same thing every single time. Now he's got Andy Smedgaard not only as a rabbit to chase, but as a reference point, because if he sees Andy doing stuff, he can say, oh, if Andy can do that, I can too. So I wouldn't be surprised now to see Eric be able to match the pace that Andy's done.
Remember that there was a 2-second lap differential. It's only been a half second since they swapped positions. So Eric Catil's definitely figured out, hey, that's my rabbit. I'm going to go chase it, and that's what he's done right here. So next time by should be the white flag lap for this field. Andy Smedgaard from 25th to 1st. Catil, second place right now as he tries to run the leader back down. Into turn 1,
that is
traffic.
Lewis Chatroop and Bill Griffin battling. Chatroop, I think, is on dries because of how slippery he had been. He got a great start narrow. There's the leader, Smedgaard, into turn number 1, deep into lap traffic, going around the outside of Quincy Burke in that RX-8. And then behind him, Eric Catil, who's lost a little bit of ground. Now the gap at the start-finish line, 1.6 seconds this time through. Woody Hyman still running 3rd on the final podium step. Aaron Lichty's all the way up to 4th, so that's a good rally for Lichty after a slow start. Brandon Puck, Kelly, Christoph, Tab, Meadows, and Upham are the top 10 with Rendelia just outside.
And Rendelia's up 16 spots in his own right, so he's had a great run in conditions that do not favor his Scion FRS. So Andy Smedgaard works his way through the backside of the course now, past the LED strip. Another car off. Is that Chatroop? And that's right in front of our race leader as they try to sort some things out here. There's Bill Griffin taking it easy through here. I think not to follow Chatroop off course, but Smedgaard is just in a league of his own today. This is an unbelievable drive as he heads through turn number 7 here, Tom.
We still have an awesome battle just behind Ryan Christoph with Emil Tab, Ryan Upham, Eric Meadows, and I think Rendelia is in there as well. Though they were all less than a second apart crossing the line. Sally McNulty goes for a spin through turn number 8, but is able to rejoin.
Eric Catil has lost a bunch of time on this lap. I think he's lost some confidence, and he's trying to weave his way through traffic carefully. There's Chatroop. He's back on course. Woody Hyman going the long way around here. But for Andy Smedgaard, I'm just so impressed by the drive that he has had, the patience that we saw. He wasn't, he wasn't taking it easy by any stretch, but he was very patient, didn't force anything that didn't need to happen. We still haven't seen if it's been a white or a checkered, so we'll not call it until we see it. But as they come out of turn number 11, this should be coming to the checkers, and I see a flag waving. Is that a white or a checkered? It looks like a white to me.
I think a white is waving, which means Andy Smedgaard should be coming onto the front straight right now to potentially take the first win of the weekend for that car. Waiting for the flag to change.
That looks to be checkered. So checkered flag, Andy Smedgaard from 25th to 1st, claws his way through the field, runs down Eric Catil, passes him, gets it done. Smedgaard goes to victory lane at GingerMan Raceway for GRIDLIFE Midwest in 2020. Eric Catil, see the brake rotors glowing on that car. Eric Catil, strong effort, but just didn't have the pace there at the end. Then Woody Hyman, Aaron Lichty, Brandon Puck. So impressed with Brandon Puck's performance this weekend. Justin Kelly up 5 spots to 6th. Christoph, Emil Tab, Upham, Meadows, the rest of your top 10.
Just scrolling through the field to see other impressive performances. Jake Price picking up 9 positions. Pervez Rendelia picking up 16 positions. John Raymond, who drives a basic Spec Miata, picks up 12 positions in that race to finish just behind Scott Robertson in 23rd. That's a great performance. Quincy Burke picking up 8 spots. So obviously number of drivers dropping significant positions in order to make it possible. There's Raymond there in the 131 car. In a normal condition, that car would be a last place GLTC car every day because it's just not fast enough for GLTC. Put it on the proper tire, on the proper conditions, and he is a solid mid-pack, having picked up a bunch of spots.
There's still a couple guys battling. I think is that Bill Griffin, one of those 2 cars, and it might have been Quincy Burke, the other one. Yeah, Bill Griffin and Quincy Burke going at it here as they come back to the checkers. They still haven't taken it just yet as the rest of the field sweeps on through. So what a race, what a drive. Tom, that was awesome. And if there was any doubt in anyone's mind that GridLife Touring Cup is the wheel-to-wheel series that you would like to watch, well, I think we just, I think everyone, they just did the advertising for us. I don't think we have to say anything more. What an unbelievable race.
Totally sells itself. Beautiful conditions for that race. Look at even more neons down through the turn 1 section. So let's talk implications of what we just watched.
Sure.
Now we finish race 2. And we move to race 3, but first we get to do the top 10 shootout tomorrow morning, and that means the top 10 drivers from this race, Andy Smedgard, Eric Coutiel, Hyman, Lichty, Puck, Kelly, Kristoff, Tab, and Upham, will all get to finish, and Meadows is in there as well. He will get all 1 lap with the track completely to themselves to turn a single best lap that they can put down, and that will reorder that top 10 for the starting grid of race number 3. You're not going to want to miss that. We get to focus on each of those drivers and see exactly how hard they're driving the car, exactly what lines they're taking. You can see every motion. It's some of the best cinematography we have in the GridLife Live broadcast. The rest of the field will start the race in the finishing order. So there may be some shuffling in the top 10, but the rest of the field will start where they finish for race number 3, which is coming up tomorrow.